show me what you got right from the top here.
Okay.
Lexicon?
Yeah, so an old Lexicon PCM 60.
And the LA2A. So is this something you built?
Yeah, no, I didn't build this. A couple people actually had their hand in it. But it's a drip audio LA2A.
Oh, yeah. Like a kit.
It's a kit, and I had done a lot of research and talked to friends of mine that had built drip kits, and they were all really big fans of it. And guys that had built the drip Pultec that actually owned two Pultecs.
Oh.
And they were like, the drip Pultec's amazing.
Really?
And guys that had a drip LA2A and owned LA2As, and they're like, well, we use the drip more than we use our actual ones. So the nice thing about the drip is that if you build it to their max specs, like get the best tubes, the best caps, like all that stuff, it's a really serious piece. Like I think I've invested almost $2,000 in parts in that thing.
Wow.
And I love it. It gets used constantly on, vocal. Every vocal goes through there. Bass usually goes through there. So.
Was it a bigger undertaking than you had expected?
Oh, I couldn't put that together.
Yeah.
No, that's a pretty serious build.
So I saw this as well, the M7. This is a pretty substantial piece.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to go that route?
It was a couple things. One, I do use plug-in reverbs all the time, but there wasn't one that was like, I wanted a plug-in or I wanted a reverb that would basically allow me to turn any microphone into a room mic in a way.
Yeah.
Just give me a really natural room sound.
Yeah.
Because again, this isn't a huge studio, so I kind of got to the point where, well, I want this to sound bigger, but the plugins are kind of cutting it.
Yeah.
So what do? Do I build a new studio? Do I start renovating this and try to make this bigger?
Yeah.
Or do I just spend the money on this thing?
Yeah.
And I started weighing everything out, and I was like, I might as well just spend all the money, get the best reverb that's on the market. And
the reviews were incredible.
They're incredible.
Huge.
Well, because if you think about it, this thing has the power of 4 Apollos.
Sorry, Jay.
Like
really?
It's got 16 shark chips in it.
Wow.
So that has 4.
So does this?
And it's only doing reverb.
Wow. Okay, what's this?
Okay, so that's an interesting piece. So this is a Federal AM864. So that is an old U.S. military compressor.
Where did you find that?
The guys that run Union out in Toronto, he had one.
Okay.
But it's like an old broadcast compressor that the U.S. military used to use back in, I think, the 50s. So it's built like a tank.
Yeah.
It looks like a tank.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It sounds absolutely fantastic.
Right
Vocals
here in
and
the
bass.
What do you use it for?
Bass and vocals almost all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a set of 500 series here.
Yep.
Some 550s.
Yeah, so those are 550s, not 550As.
Oh, okay, so those are the older ones.
These are the original ones.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And the difference with those is that the 2520 op amps in them, this EQ has 2 on the input and the output, whereas the 550As only have 1 on the input.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit richer.
But they don't make these anymore.
No, that's old.
Okay. And what do you use for that? Guitars?
Use everything.
Yeah?
Like I'm liking them more and more. Guitars, absolutely. They're a little bit slower sounding and a little bit like darker sounding.
Yeah.
Like even when you boost the highs, it still has like a really nice texture to it.
Yeah.
So if I want a vocal to be a little bit more colored sounding, I'll definitely use those.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other EQs I have, which are way more hi-fi sounding.
Right. Right.
But yeah, like a kick drum, snare drum, guitars, synths, vocal.
Kind of
like,
classic API stuff.
Yeah, it's just an API.
Yeah.
You put it on everything.
Yeah. That's cool. And then I see these a lot as well. What's so special about those?
They're the Mogs, the Q4s. The bands on them are good. Like the mid band to low band are great. The high end on this and the low end on this is better than pretty much any EQ I've ever used.
Really?
And particularly on a mix.
Okay.
So the reason I got those
and
is
that's
because...
on your mix box?
Always.
Wow.
Number one, the second you engage it, everything gets better and bigger. And then you can boost a fair amount of high end without ever feeling like it's hurting you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They just sound absolutely gorgeous. They were worth every penny, and, you'd never take them from me.
And then what's this here? Is that another EQ?
Yeah, that's another EQ, the Chandler Little Devil.
Okay.
And that thing's awesome too.
Is that kind of an aggressive EQ?
I would almost say it's like right in the middle of these guys in a lot of ways. I haven't gotten, that's the newest EQ that I have.
Yeah.
And because it's mono, it doesn't get used as often as where I would, like if I'm recording piano or something.
I see, okay.
But kick drums and particularly bass guitar, like I think these EQs, they're okay on bass, but this thing like it just blows me away. Like I can always carve out what I want. Same with kick drums. Like if I really want to get and really aggressively shape a kick drum, like cut like crazy, but then boost up high end like crazy, and really get aggressive with it. These I felt like I can do whatever I want without ever going like, oh, I'm pushing this too far and it's just starting to sound shitty.
Right.
That thing never lets me down.
And then the classic distressor.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's that for? Again, you got Vox here?
Geez, yeah. Always, vocals.
Everything.
My normal vocal chain is usually LA2A into the distressor. But I'll use it if I'm tracking drums. It could be on a snare drum or it could be crushing a room mic.
Yeah.
It just gets used all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see them everywhere. Have you tried their new plugin?
No, but I hear it's great.
Yeah, I've heard things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. And is this, so this would be like, this is a stereo compressor?
Yeah, this is the SSL G compressor out of their G series consoles.
Right.
And that is either on the mix bus, it's either on the drum bus. When I track, I use it quite a bit. So
you'll use it on a bus when you're tracking?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I use that on I like it on piano. I like it on my room mics. It gets used a lot.
Yeah. That's cool.
This is the Alicia Empressor.
Okay.
And it is. Oh, sorry. This is the Xpressor. The Empressor is the bigger one.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a smaller version of their sort of flagship compressor.
Yeah.
It's
I see a
amazing.
lot of that.
In my mind, it's kind of like a cleaner version of a distressor in a way.
Oh, really?
Because it is so versatile. There's so many features on it and you can get so many different sounds out of it. There's a lot of functions on it that I haven't even experimented with that much.
Yeah. What's next to it here?
So that's an 1176.
Oh, okay.
So that's another do-it-yourself kit from Hairball.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of
And
them.
this is supposed to be their like blue stripe.
Okay, nice.
And then, 4 1073s.
Yeah, I just got one of these.
That's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
They're great. Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, now it's like, oh, crap, I need 2 or 3 more. But yeah, it's just like a whole new level. It's
just
a whole
works.
new level. It's so beautiful. What do we got down here? I've always kind of curious about what these are. Are these pre's? Or?
Yeah, they're channel strips from a Ward Beck console.
Okay.
So these were sort of the first units I got when I started to downsize and had to invest in the room and a bunch of other things.
After the board?
After the board, and I needed a bunch of pre's. I didn't have a ton of money at the time, and I think I got all of these unracked I traded a transient designer. An $800 piece, and I got.
Wow.
And where can you? The Arts, which sound terrible, are $50 each.
Yeah.
So these things were $100 each, and they sound fantastic. So
these are new as well, the Barefoots. Yeah. These. Talk to me about those.
I had been using a pair of speakers called Spiral Grooves for a while, and I think they're phenomenal. And I was able to kind of get results that I was feeling pretty confident with, and I could rely on.
Yeah.
And then I just sort of wanted to go that next level, and I just wanted to not have to compromise in any way with the way I was listening back to things.
Yeah.
And that's them.
Nice.
They're by far the best thing I'd ever listened to music on. So, and I really I trust them.
Yeah.
And they kind of do the qualities of both of those separately.
Yeah.
I feel like this just does in one speaker.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do they need an amp or are they powered?
No, they're powered, and they weigh a ton.
Yeah.
They look very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jake.